It's been a while since we've last heard from UFC light heavyweight contender Volkan Oezdemir, who's kind enough to join me today. Volkan, ça fait longtemps. How have you been?
Yeah, it's been a while. Thank you. Yeah, all is good. Just training now really hard. It's the last part of the camp, so it's really heavy on the body.
I can imagine, and of course, you're taking on Magomed Ankalaev to open up the UFC 267 main card, October 30, Abu Dhabi. When do you go? When do you head to Abu Dhabi?
I will move. I will head to Abu Dhabi on the 24th. So we'll be going on a team, and it's going to be a full week over there to get ready for the fight.
That's awesome. And before we talk about the matchup, I want to take a few steps back because, of course, we haven't seen you in the octagon since July 2020. You were scheduled to fight Nikita Krylov last year, I believe, October of last year, but you were forced to withdraw due to a knee injury. What happened exactly, and how long did it take you to recover?
Yeah, it's the same stuff that has been bothering me for also my previous fight. But it's done now. It's behind me. It's just like that. You're not able to train fully. You're not able to give everything, and then whenever you train, you're making it worse. So that's the kind of thing you actually don't want to play with because you think longevity. You wanna fight for the longest of time, and sometimes you just have to be smart, and that's why canceling a fight is never easy, but sometimes it's the best thing to do.
I can understand. And you fought kind of like murderers, bro, ever since you've joined the UFC in 2017. It's been tough. Top guy, former champion, top contender, one tough fight after the other. I mean, I don't think people realize the kind of road that you've had in the UFC so far.
Yeah, but that's what I signed up for. I signed up to fight the best guy in the world, and that's the only way I'm going to prove everybody, I am the best. And that's actually what you do whenever you sign into UFC. You sign in to fight the best, and sometimes people can choose. You see some people that just say no to some fights, no to some matchups because they choose the easy road, or like something to be a closer or faster way to the title, safer way. But that's not me at all. I'm looking for the best fights, for the best opponents. I need to feel the challenge because I know also if I beat everybody on my way up, then nobody is going to deny my place on top.
Yeah, and Ankalaev is kind of one of the hot rising contenders in the division. He is kind of in the discussions of being close to a title shot. So a win over him does a lot for you, right? Is that kind of like the big advantage of a fight like that, that it puts you right back where you left off?
It's true that a lot of people that are always telling me that I'm fighting killers or people that are on many fight win streaks, but that's actually the way I'm doing because this keeps me in the conversation. All the people that have been fighting except one have been a title challenger, or they've been going on a discussion, for a title. So that's always something to be. That is also on the top of my mind. It's one victory against one of those guys just bring me back into the title contention.
For sure. And what do you make of Magomed Ankalaev? Have you been impressed with what he's done in the UFC so far?
Yeah, I mean he's been winning his fights. He's been really good. He's a patient guy. He's I think stratagem. He likes strategies. He like to build this fight, but he's actually fighting with power. So it's actually a tough opponent. We can almost say he has like a 100% fight victories because his lone defeats came very surprisingly. But that's how that's the fight game. Anything can happen until the last second, and that's also what makes the fighting game really interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of light heavyweight action on the same night that you're competing, the championship fight, and a former opponent of yours, the last person you fought, Jiri Prochazka, is there as a backup. Wanted to talk about that fight. You had a very solid performance until it didn't go your way. What do you make of kind of your points? Did you get a chance to look back at that fight, and what do you feel like went wrong?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything went wrong because because that's just what happened. You know, I just got caught in attention, and from there, obviously, there is different stuff that I I chose that wasn't the best option. But yeah, if I have to redo the fight, we can do a lot of stuff differently. This is not the problem, you know. This now is in the past. I know what I have to correct. I know also what also went wrong on the second round, and that's the stuff I'm definitely gonna. I definitely challenge also, and I passed.
And yeah, he went on to beat Dominic Reyes. He has a lot of hype around him. Do you feel like the hype is warranted? Are you surprised to see the kind of promotional push he's getting? He's going to fly to Abu Dhabi and be a backup for the title fight. He's only 2 fights
No,
in.
I think
I
he's.
know. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I think he's bringing something different also to the game. Just his characters, his face, and his approach, the way he move. Obviously, a guy like that is anyways going to be pushed, but he also deserves it. You know, let's not forget about that. You know, he's been ranked. You know, like internationally, like not the UFC ranking, but like the all-around ranking. So he's kind of always been there, fighting tough fight, a lot of fights, a lot of victories, and now two top 10 in a row and two former title challengers. So obviously, you know, this is a statement by itself. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. He's got a lot of experience, former Ryzen champion. I know Alexander Rakic was really trying to rally to get that fight with Jiri, but Jiri seemed content for uh, that spot where he's going to be a reserve for the title. So what are your thoughts? Do you think he should have taken the Alexander Rakic fight?
So Rakic was willing to fight him again. Yeah, I don't know. I heard like some back and forth discussion. Somebody was saying yes, another guy was saying no, whatever. But yeah, I mean, once you're in the jury's position, like there is a title shot at your door, like you have nothing to do. I mean, there is no. You can never say no to a title shot. You know, maybe the opportunity never is going to come back. You know, you fight Rakic, that is also a tough fight, and then you lose. And what do you have to do? Rebuild yourself. You know, maybe you get injury, maybe you get. So yeah, I understand totally his position. You know, if he has a for sure a title shot, maybe it's best for him to wait. You know, maybe you don't get injuries also into fights, and you build up, you improve, and whenever the fight is gonna come, you'll be deadly.
Yeah, and you know something about a fast rise. You came into the UFC, had a great impact, a few knockouts, got the title shot. Looking back, is there anything you would change? Obviously, it was young into your UFC career, and nobody's going to say no to a UFC title shot, like you said. But when you look at kind of yourself a couple of years ago, is there anything you wish you could have done, or anything you regret, anything you would have changed?
No, I don't regret anything. You know, I took the opportunity to be great. You know, something like that. If I had pulled the victory, will be history. You know, so this is definitely something the chance you want to take, and that's how you create history.
I agree. And like I said, on the same night, Jan Blachowicz, Glover Teixeira. How do you see that fight playing out?
Have to go with Jan. I think I'm actually watching right now at the same time his last episode of Road to UFC. Yeah, I think he's in really in shape. I mean, Glover is also really in shape. You know, he's been looking fantastic. But I have to give it to Jan because I think his striking will be better. Both are good on the ground, but I think Glover get the edge on the ground. But you know, it's going to be a tough fight, but actually a beautiful one. But I give the victory to Jan Blachowicz.
And you facing a guy like Ankalaev, who's on a great winning streak. Again, like I said, he's somebody that people felt like is underrated and maybe not being discussed in the title picture. So where do you feel like a win over him puts you in the division?
Yeah, the only problem is like I just came from a loss to Jiri, who's gonna be the next title challenger. So that's the only down points into the equation. But definitely, Ankalaev is one of the guys that's going to be fighting for the title. The only thing is like he's not a loud guy, you know. He's keeping things to himself. He's not too present on the medias and stuff. So that's the only thing that can play a little bit against him. But definitely, victories count. You know, the more he's going to win, the more undeniable he's going to be. So one win, you know, on this guy is also going to bring me 1 to 2 title fight from the title.
And does part of you hope kind of Jiri goes on, whether he ends up fighting on October 30? Not that I wish anything to happen to either fighter, but whatever, even if he gets the title shot after, does part of you root for him to win the belt, so it could be a nice story for you that when you get there, you get to rematch him?
Definitely. Yeah, that's actually something that is really good. Story-wise, first of all, you know, but definitely, and I think you know, I think this is the guy that can that have the tools to be champion as well. You know, it's not he is not somebody to take lightly. Definitely, you know, this guy is a really tough one. And if he get the opportunity to fight for the title, you know, it's gonna be a lot of. I'm gonna give a lot of chance on his side.
Oh, okay, interesting. I like that. And before I let you go, I want to ask you a couple more questions. Someone you look up to, someone you've trained with, Overeem. I know, unfortunately, he's not going to fight Rico Verhoeven later this month, but he has gone back to kickboxing. What are your thoughts on him? I know I believe you're 4-0 or 5-0 as a kickboxer. So, what are your thoughts on him going back to kickboxing?
I think that's really cool. That's a new life, kinda, you know, like a second life that he can give to himself and also enjoy. So that's something really good. And I think it's a little bit easier also. 3 minutes rounds, only striking, so you know you can try or kind of keep your guards up, try to protect some blow. But obviously it's a different sport, so it's also difficult to come back to one sport and fighting the very best right away. But and it's really interesting also for me to see what he's gonna do, because he's been a beast, you know, in kickboxing. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, and he brings a lot of value to the Glory brand. I mean, the fact that he got a title shot right away speaks for kind of not only his accomplishments, but his name. I wanted to also ask you about Jon Jones. This is somebody that I know in the past you've expressed interest in fighting. He's moving up to heavyweight now. I wanted to get your thoughts on his heavyweight move and kind of everything that's been happening with him outside of the octagon, his legal issues.
Yeah, I mean, that's good to see him going heavyweight. Like we say, it brings a second life also to his career, but also to ours, you know, because the division was stuck, you know, like him being champion for forever. So it's like bringing everything back in track. Now a lot of peoples are also like fighting for the belt, and I think it's going to be definitely more movement in the light heavyweight division since Jones is gone.
Yeah, and I'll leave you with one last one. I appreciate them. Actually, two more. I know you fought at heavyweight a couple of times. Would you ever consider moving up to heavyweight?
Yeah, but first my goal is definitely to get the 205 belt, but also it is something everybody is feeling. The older we got, you know, the more muscle mass we gain, the harder it is to cut weight. So you know, after a while, you know, anyway, I'm gonna be thinking about moving, you know, but also has to be the right matchup, something good, something interesting, and then you know maybe this is just gonna happen naturally.
Well, you're so young. You're only 32 years old. Before I let you go, how do you envision your fight with Ankalaev go down? Do you have a kind of a prediction?
Yeah, my hand raised round 2 by knockout.
I like it. No time. Well, Volkan, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate your time. It's good to catch up with you, and see you in Abu Dhabi.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye bye.